advising we should patronize, we should, Kantanka is here, we should not be reporting and this process. Kantanka can produce what has been brought from overseas. And I don't know what they are thinking. I don't know what they are thinking. Are they implementing policies that will grow the local economy? No. When do you want it? Where is it? Planting for food or whatever. Where is it? We are importing yam, we are importing cassava, we are importing pepper, we are importing tomatoes and all these things. How do you run an economy like this? When the Bank of Ghana is printing papers, printing money, they don't even know that they are not an economist. But common sense will tell you that you can't use Ghana cedi to go to even Togo to go and buy anything over there. The hard currency is what we need. And how do we get it? It's on natural resources. Look at what they are doing to the water bodies and our lands. Cocoa farms are even facing challenges. So I don't know their focus. I don't know their mindset. I don't know what they are up to. Their only interest is to win elections, to break it to 8 by any means possible.
Well, Mr. Foriata says that the IMF support will restore economic stability and growth. So we should keep our fingers crossed, and that is what is going to happen. You have reasons to doubt what he's saying.
You trust this man? This man, who is own MP, about 90 plus in Parliament, he had a press conference and demanded that this finance minister should be removed. They accuse him of gross incompetence and that the president should get him out. No, heard. So if this man is going to handle this money, what is the guarantee? What is the assurance that he can manage it well? He can apply these funds well for the benefit of this country, and not for his parochial interest or whatever. No, I'm not saying it, but parliamentarians, MPP parliamentarians, they said that the man is not competent, the man should be removed. And they threatened even not to participate in the discussion of the budget statement that he put out there. So what has changed? Has he gone to Yale University or where to do his PhD in the management of the economy? I don't know. They are playing games. That's me. Look, you are youthful. You are very young, and you must wake up, because so far you've seen government. I saw the Kuma's government. I saw the military ones, Gujarat's government, and all that. So we are. What I haven't seen this before. It's the worst government I've ever seen in my life.
Now,
how?
If you, Mr. Kumsing, if you, for example, hear what your other colleagues on the labor front are saying, they say electricity is gone up, water will go up. There's now a new law on income tax which will go up, and then also for the excise tax which will also go up. And they say this will bring untoward hardship on the people, because while their salaries and emoluments are not going up, all other things are going up, and then they cannot cope. Do you share the same view?
Why not? If the salaries should go up, if they give workers 20% wage increase or salary increase, because of this bad economic policies, whatever gains will be eroded. Everything will go. Everything will go away. If they give us 500% wage increase in this country, you can't buy even a tin of milk with it. We must target the cause of all these problems. They can give you money. I mean, the money, you will take it. Like it's happening in Zimbabwe. You are going to buy a tin of milk and you have to carry a sack full of currencies to be able to buy it. Is that what you want? So we must tackle these bad policies, this government, these finance people who have lost focus and they are not doing what is going to benefit this country. That is all. Because wage increase, yes, we'll go and sit down and negotiate and we'll get something. The next day, because of bad policies, everything will be eroded. Look, they are taxing businesses. They are taxing manufacturers, local ones.
Right.
To destroy, because look, we very soon started. Some companies have started, laying off workers. They have started, and very soon you will see. So if these local companies should collapse, what happens? How are we going to even repay this? The IMF money is not for free. It's a loan.
That's right.
So if local industries collapse, how do you repay? Meanwhile, we are destroying our lands too. Look at the water that has been polluted. Look at the cocoa farms that are being destroyed because of some selfish interest of people. And the presidency is aware, and they are even involved deeply. What is it? Are we safe? So we are scared. Yes, maybe I have some few months or years or days to live. You guys must really wake up. Wake up. They are destroying your future.
Well, wake up and do what exactly, Mr. Kumsing?
There will be massive demonstrations, not only the trade unions. There should be massive people should, demonstrate. Maybe they don't even know. Maybe they even don't know that what they are doing is wrong. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they don't know. So what will wake them up is to organize massive demonstrations. You only notify the police. That is what you want to do. You will continuously for 1 week. Then people will sit up.
Well, have the pension bondholders not been doing that? They've been doing that right at the doorstep of the finance ministry. And that's appear that they are given a promise, they go back and nothing happens, then they come back on the speed.
The impact, you can see the fragility of whatever. These old people, they are struggling even to get out, to go. And if we have a government that is not heartless, they should by now have reversed whatever policy that they have put in place, so that these pensioners, these old men and women will not, come out. So they don't care. What they will care is massive demonstrations, like we did in 2016. I was part of it. We led these demonstrations. 2016. What was that? It was about fuel increases and something. That evening, we hit the street. I was part of it. We were in front. Why are you all quiet? What is happening? What is happening? You guys, you must wake up, because look, we don't want any intervention from anywhere. We as citizens have the right to rise up and hit the street. Let them know. That will really change their thinking. Because the way, look, you issue statements, you open statements, and these interviews, and we'll be talking, attacking them. They don't care. They don't care. But if there is some reaction from the people who are suffering, we must have in the street. You see, don't sit there and say, what is happening? We don't want any uniformed person to come and do anything to destroy our future. But we as civilians, we have the right to protest continuously. That's what we must be doing. We are talking. We are just talking, as if nothing is happening. Look, this IMF money, you wait and see.
What will happen to it?
They will chop all.
Who and who will chop it?
But the branded, they have started bringing branded this thing. You must know that some of these things, when you get the money, and this is not the end of it. More and more and more. Campaign time is due, and whatever they will get money to sponsor themselves, they will do it.
Yesterday, the government spokesperson on governance and infrastructure was in studio, Mr. Palgrave Bachidankwa. He says the IMF money will not be used for elections or anything electioneering.
Master, the thing is that if you default, now they said 600 million is on the way coming. If they assess this one and they default, That will be the end of it. Nothing will come again. By then, they could have used it to do whatever they want to do with it. Period. So if they don't bring any more, I mean, what is it? You let the 600 million come, and they default to comply with the conditions attached to the utilization of the money. If they don't bring any more, that's okay. 600 million can do so many things. You see? So, this theories, look, the lies are clear. Look at this NABCO thing. The one D1F there, nothing has shown.
Oh, government says they have put up about 120 or so of those factories partnered with existing factories.
I am in the industry. I deal directly with the industry operators. What are they saying? The few surviving, the struggling ones, the industries that are surviving, even good, they are all complaining. So, and the workers too, they are on us. They are scared about their future. They even want us to go out there and do certain things. Okay, they are pushing us. But as leaders, we have to manage the situation and look at, an appropriate, time to do all these things. That's why I'm using your platform to let people know they should get ready to hit the street. Otherwise, but I'm telling you, this money.
Would you organize the demonstration?
I don't want to put out our strategies out there now. So we are discussing. I mean, so because what is happening? We are not against any individual person in government, but their behavior, some of them, their behavior. Look at. Have you read Prof's what?
The report, the 35-page Galamsey report.
Look at it. Look at it. This one is not NDC my own wrote. It's not CPP my own wrote. It's not PNC my own wrote. It's not a trainer my own wrote. The person, the chairman of that committee, which was charged to make sure that Galamsey stops. And they are defending it. Criminals, I haven't seen it in my life before.
I see.
You see, so, mother, look, we are joking.
I see. But my colleague William has a question for you. William.
Mr. Compson,
I'm ready for it.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, please, what do you say to those who suggest that we need constant productivity in the public sector to also stabilize the economy, and that a lot of workers go to work and they do virtually nothing?
This one. Who will give this? They don't have managers there. We have supervisors there. They should give them targets. You see, look, for instance, your studios. If you don't show up, or if you come late, it will affect your production.
All right.
So if you're supposed to start work, I know that some of you will leave home by 4:30 and all that. You do it because if you don't get up early to come to office, your listeners, your viewers will tune in, and the television will be blank, and if it's radio, then she also maybe they will play some music, and your manager or your boss will query you for being late. So that is, nobody can say that. What is productivity? If you have given all the tools and whatever for that employee to work at, you make sure that the person produces. When you come to this small factories and all this, you are giving target. You have to meet it. So what is it? Who you? So it's the government's responsibility. I remember that some years past, Dr. Indum, he installed some, devices that get in the ministries just to monitor the attendance of. And these machines, some private companies still have some.
That's right.
They are helping them. So what is productivity? What is productivity? So workers are ready and prepared to work. If you don't give them the incentives, if you don't motivate them, things will go well. But you see,
how much are you going to be asking for Given the fact that electricity has gone up, water has gone up, there are 3 new taxes, and life will be unbearable, as we've been told from many different fronts. How much will you be asking for in terms of percentage increment in your wages and salaries?
I'm not even thinking about. I told you earlier that if we even get our employers to give us 500% wage increase, because of the bad economic policies, you will not be able to use that money to buy anything for yourself. The issue is not about wage increase. When I hear some of my colleagues say, "Oh, well, this time we will not take anything below inflation rate and that sort of inflation rate," you take it. If the inflation is about 50 or 40 something, you take it. Use it to achieve whatever you want for your members. The following week, the inflation will go to about 80 something. And so what have you achieved? So we have to target the fundamental cause of all these problems. And if it is about bad governance, we must have the courage to point out that, look, Master, what you are doing is not right. Well, it's not right. That's what we must be doing. Not about just.
But the government has consistently said that, look, the question of bad governance doesn't come in. The question of economic mismanagement doesn't come in. It's been Russia, Ukraine, COVID, and the people who are naysayers who say don't pay this tax, don't pay that tax, and all of that, and that they're just putting a spanner in the works for government. What do you say to that?
Russia and Ukraine, they are telling us not to cultivate our land, and we should import tomatoes from Burkina Faso, and we should Ukraine does it. So the Ukraine war, Ukraine and Russia war, it jumped Cote d'Ivoire, it jumped Liberia, it jumped Nigeria, it jumped Togo, and landed in Ghana. It's just all these things, I listen to them, I say, you have not planned your economy well. Because the thing is that our natural resources, God was so good to us that He's given us a land which is arable, which is fertile for us to cultivate and, take care of ourselves. And we are destroying the land. The water that we used to fetch, even without, processing, we were drinking it. Those when we were very young, nothing happened to us. Very clean water. Go and see whether you can do it today. People are saying that even washing your car with these streams will not even work. You rather add more debt to your vehicle. And you will have people there in authority, in power, in government, seat of government, who are contributing, who are part of this dangerous and evil destruction of our environment. What is it? What is it? Look, let's be very frank and address or tackle the issues. Because what Professor Shumpo wrote, look, listen, nobody, they can't, because the person is coming from within. So if they are now trying to defend it, we must send a signal to us that we don't have the right people in government.
I see.
People there are very dangerous, they are evil, they want to bring hardship on the people.
Mr. Kumsi, I thank you very much.
How much work?
The government is wicked.
Look, please give me. What ideology are they practicing? Is it capitalism?
They're capitalists.
Or anarchism, or what? What type of this guy they are practicing? Is it
capitalism?
I know they are capitalists.
Right.
That's what they capitalists. Capitalists will implement policies, formulate policies that will destroy businesses. That will destroy businesses, imposing taxes, plenty of them. Almost every week they introduce new taxes. And you increase water, you increase. What nonsense is it? Master.
Mr. Kumsi, I thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you.
Grateful.
Thank you.
That's Mr. Abraham Kumsing. Certainly not too excited about William.
Well, I mean, obviously, he's angry and it's understandable. These are questions we've asked for a long time. And for those in charge of the economy, they can ignore reality, but they cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality.
Maybe if we say me too.
No, I mean, you can ignore reality.
Yeah, but
the consequences of ignoring reality, you cannot ignore.
Yes.
It will hit you.
Yeah.
All the things that the Lord Mensahs, the Gachis, the Bokwins, the Cortes,
Joe
Jacksons were saying, which of them hasn't come to pass? Which of them? We don't need those young men from IMF to come and sit in the Ministry of Finance to direct us.
It's even embarrassing.
We have the men. We have the men, and no one political party can claim to have the men. As a country, we have the men. So if we're saying that the IMF bailout money is coming to stabilize the macroeconomic environment, which is to check inflation, we should also check our borrowing. We are supposed to, protect the vulnerable. Vulnerable means that, the finance minister is suggesting that all the social intervention programs are not going to be scrapped. Okay. But we have to be realistic about how we go about those programs. Free SHS. People want to support. Open up. Don't go to Fiji and suspend the headmaster. Don't go to Ghana and suspend the headmaster because because he's asking for support. He needs help. So why are we going about things this way? LEAP, they are not paying. No, they say that they will pay. How much is the LEAP? The District Assembly Common Fund, it is not being paid. So all the statutory payments are not going. Contractors are not being paid. So we should just stop the fancy projects, as the 2-4 said, and concentrate on things that will bring us some returns in the short term, so that we can stop borrowing. Because all this IMF loan is to help us to stabilize the economy, check inflation, and stop borrowing, and then let's have some fiscal space to run the economy. As we sit today, what is the inflation rate? 41.2.
Yes, 41.
Borrowing at between 35 and 40%. How can you expand the economy that way?
Who does business like that?
Yes. You are talking about unemployment.
If I come and borrow 100 Ghana from you,
yes,
35% of it is already gone.
And for every business, it is turnover. Turnover is the bottom line. You have to turn over so that you can go and come. That like the Nigerian businessmen do. They sell, go and come. But if nobody is buying your product and services, how do you turn over and employ more people? So these are simple, basic economic things. Look, Dr. Dufour told me in 2019, personally, he said the way these people are running the economy, in 4 years it will crash. He told me. I've told you on this show before.
Straight, yes.
Yes, he told me. Clear. He said they are running the economy like a corporate, using corporate finance principles. When you're supposed to use public finance principles.
Because the industrial input is not there.
Yes.
Yeah.
He told me clearly, in 2019, sitting in front of him as a journalist, he told me, look, he said, the way these people are running the economy, and if he's hearing me, he knows. And those who predicted in 2019, he is not the only person who said. And he said, February this year, he made a call that, look, all of us are around. Let's get together and help. He even has an institution, IFS, that puts out information every time to support the government in terms of direction. They will ignore it. IEA is talking, they won't listen. ISA is talking, they won't listen. CDD is coming out, they won't listen. So what does the government want to do?
Who would they listen to?
Yes.
Maybe God.
And Dr. Baumia has gone out in this hardship. He's going to buy some trucks and just every day election. That's what the politicians are interested in. Rubbing it in the face of the people.
Not about the sustenance of the people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if I, as a worker, I cannot go to the bank and borrow, get some credit to buy something. Now everything you want to buy in this country you must buy with cash. Some people, even if you give them a check, they won't take. If you give them momo, they won't take. They say, give me cash. How can you go to a shop and count 36,000, 20,000, 15,000 to buy a set of furniture, young man? That's why there's corruption.
Yeah.
But everybody is looking at ways to get those.
Yeah. But in other jurisdictions, you can actually pick it
and pay at your own time. You don't have to stress yourself.
Yeah.
And this is all we are asking for. You chop your money. Let's also have the credit. We want one credit too.
Yeah, we will pay back.
We will pay back.
Yeah.
Hey.
Now I can't go for the credit. And that's what is stifling everybody.
35% you go for them.
Even 40. Because personal loan, some banks, if you go and you are a single person, they won't give you.
Yeah.
They'll tell you to go and tell your company to come for staff loan.
Yeah.
Or scheme loan.
Yeah.
What kind of economy is this?
It's tight. Well,
Yes.
now we know that we have a financial plan, if you will, but what is the overall economic plan? Like, now that we say where we find ourselves. So really, I'm urging the finance ministry to also tell us what is the proper plan for the road to recovery.
Asked a very, very good question. I always tell people that we always see the Ministry of Finance,
and economic planning.
It is the Ministry of Finance and economic planning. So whatever finance you are doing, it must be connected to economics and the planning of same. But they say, we have a press conference at the Ministry of Finance and the Minister for Finance. Everybody is just seeing finance.
And sometimes
the economics of it.
Yes, and sometimes we can't blame the finance minister because he has openly spoken against some policies. And the government says no, but he's not alone in the government. He's not alone in the government. And if we sit on this show, we try to, break the jargons and then the technicalities, because economics is nothing by home management. It's just simple management. How you manage your home journey is economics. So we don't always need the experts and the analysts to come and use jargons to confuse us.
The way the thing hits you,
yes.
When it hits you can't explain.
You know, it's just home management.
But you see, Mr. Foriata also, I mean, if you look at how much we have borrowed, even when we were on an IMF program and all of that, and that single question of him benefiting from whatever we have borrowed is a dark cloud hanging around his head and his neck. That every time we go and borrow, he advises us to go and borrow. And every time we go and borrow, his company gets a bit of it, fiduciary beneficiary. So he's telling you are the finance minister, Helen, and economic minister for economic finance and economic planning. You advise William to come and borrow from me, and each time William borrows from me, you get a percentage of what William is borrowing. William borrows from me and comes to give to you to run the economy. So even before the money lands, you have a percentage, and every single borrowing we have done, he has benefited from it. So are you in to help the people, or you are in to enrich yourself?
But this matter, we've spoken about this matter. Who is taking the step to stop it?
The president of the republic, who appointed the finance minister. That's what it takes to say, boss, Jai.
Look,
Jai.
The president's own party, more than 90 MPs from his own party have spoken against this man and what he's doing. So if you mention the president as somebody who's going to take a decision on this matter, I think it's a pipe dream.
We're just waiting
exactly.
time.
His own party, they went to him and he spoke to them that, look, let the man talk small after IMF. So now that we have the bailout, is he going to
go? I'm telling you not to hold your breath.
Professor Bokwin said he will be surprised if he goes, because he knows that he will not go. And this morning I said, look, there are a lot of people who don't want Mr. Foriata to go for various reasons. Appointees who, have the umbilical cord connected to his, and he must be obeyed. He must lick the boots of certain people within the party. They say to us privately that, Charlie, this one, if you cross this line, your job is gone. So they won't get there, even though they may not agree with how he's going about his things. There are those business people who have also done contracts. They have prepared their certificates. They are waiting to be paid. And they think that if Mr. Foriata goes, they'll have to start the process all over again, or it may stall. So they want him there. They want to collect their money first. And then there are party people who love Mr. Foriata, whether it is what he's doing is right or wrong, they will stay. So these are the three categories of people that we have. How do we move forward as a country? We'll take a break, return, pick your calls, and then zoom into Community Connect on 3FM 92.7.
Hello, Ohima. Eti saying,
Ayo,
na edahin.
Mikotade.
Edebesa.
Cratchy. Obesuja na